How to deal with anxiety slash stress. So, the number one thing to deal with anxiety slash stress is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And if you're watching this video, you're probably thinking in your head, why should I listen to this guy? What qualifications does he have? I used to have anxiety, social anxiety. And the first time I ever had a panic attack was when I went to McDonald's with my family. And when I went to McDonald's with my family, I went over there, and then when I was about to eat, or when I was about to sit down on the table, there was these couple of teenagers from high school, and I felt like they were talking about me. I felt like they were, like saying stuff about me, like hateful things, insulting towards me, but they were not saying those things. It was all in my head. And that's the first panic attack slash hit I got out of social anxiety. I went from this, happy kid, this kid who was so happy, so joyful, to this kid with social anxiety who was always depressed. And what was wrong? I strayed more and more and more and more away from God. And people fill this void in life with materialistic things. And sometimes it may be temporary, but it's not eternal. There's only one thing that is eternal, and that is the love of God. Because when you chase materialistic things, it will fill the void temporarily, but it will not fill the void eternally. The only one that can do that is the Almighty, the Omnipotent, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So the reason why you have anxiety is because your mindfulness of God isn't there. Do dhikr, read the Quran, do something hard while reading the Quran. Take away something. Stop eating, stop drinking. Take away your phone, take away your family. I don't mean kill them, but what I mean is like isolate yourself. And then tell them I'm gonna isolate myself because I love you guys, but I need to be grateful for you guys. So don't isolate yourself from them, and then I promise you the next time you see them, you will feel so happy. You're gonna prostrate, you're gonna thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for being with them, because you haven't been with them for so long. Or you haven't eaten for so long, you haven't drank for so long. That's why I like fasting, because it makes the food taste good. My family makes fun of me for eating bland food, but honestly, I don't care like if it's bland or not bland, because at the end of the day, when I'm hungry and I've been fasting, I'm grateful for it, whether it's like bland or not bland. And yeah, that's honestly the best way to get rid of your anxiety and your stress. When you feel stress, just take a moment to stop everything you're doing and just reconnect yourself with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Talk to him. Like, did you think the past prophets back then, when they were stressful, they didn't do anything? Of course they talked to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, right? So why shouldn't we do the same when we're going through trials and tribulations? Just keep on reminding yourself that all these things, these hard things that we're going through, is hard. And Allah knows it's hard. That's why He gives it to us. Because He gives a hard life to the ones He loves the most. He gave a hard life to Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. He gave a hard life to Jesus, peace be upon him. He gave a hard life to Abraham, peace be upon him. He gave a hard life to Moses, peace be upon him. All of the ones He loved, He gave them a hard life. Why should we get a different life? If you're living a good life, that's the one you should be afraid of. When you're given an easy life, that's the one you should be afraid of. Not the ones that's full of hardship and struggle. He's doing these things for a specific reason. For example, back then when I was going through those things, He gave me those struggles for a reason, so I can overcome them. And I don't know, maybe so I can help people overcome them in the future. You do not know the ways of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He is the all-knowing. To think, or like to overthink the problem that you're going through right now, to overthink this, it is very, very prideful of you. Why? You may ask why. It is because you think you know better than Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You think you know what's better for you. You don't. So who knows? Allah. So whatever happens in your life is in the hands of Him. So there's really no point in stressing. No point in gloating, or whatever that word is called, where I don't know what it's called, but whining, I guess. Gloating about things. Because at the end of the day, it's all up to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And just honestly remind yourself of the afterlife. You know, Allah said if you stay steadfast, if you remain steadfast, you know, He will bless you. And that's just one of the biggest components, just remembering all of the life you cannot see. You may not see Allah, but it's there. You may not see the afterlife, but it's going to be there. And I would just like to end this quote off with a quote. And that is, remain steadfast, remain faithful, and do the hard work. And in the end, you will reach whatever you're trying to reach. That's enough for me. Be the best possible man you can be, and improve your life. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.